my goodness. That's funny. Hey guys, happy Sunday. So what we are doing this morning, I went to church this morning. We were headed out for the day to go grab some more oils and stuff like that, so we can continue making more soap. So last night we created coffee soap. This is a 5-pound loaf. And this morning we are going to be cutting it because it's all set. So this morning I get up like an hour and a half early for Sunday school, and I was like, okay, I want to open it. I want to smell it. I thought, no. Good things come to those who wait, right? So this is the first time seeing it. It looks really good, like super whipped on the top. All right, so what we're going to do is pull it out. So I need to tighten up my little bows here on my top. We're going to be pulling it out and we're going to cut it. The important thing is to get it cut in the morning, that way it can start its curing process. So the curing process when you make all natural soap is the release of water over a period of time. And it hardens your soap, that way it lasts longer in the shower when it's exposed to all the moisture and everything. So in order to start that curing process, it has to be cut. That way the airflow can get to both sides of the soap. All right, so here we go. Going to, I'm not even sure how to remove this one because this one's so much bigger. Okay, maybe. Oh, hey. That came out a little bit easier. A little bit easier than I thought. All right, so, oh, these little like pieces. Okay, let's see. Whew. This looks great. Oh my goodness, guys, it looks so good. All right. Here we go. Separate all of this. This mold is much firmer than the other ones, so we're gonna have to work with this just a little bit and see how to best release this one, because this one is huge. Let's go ahead and get rid of all the little extra pieces that just kind of cling to the side, just because I think that will help the release go a little smoother. Those little pieces are just kind of out of the way. Hey guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning. All right. Ooh. Here we go. Our first 5-pound loaf of soap. Look how cute it is. Ooh, look at the swirls. All right, this one is coffee. So let's go ahead and set it down. Put this back over here. All right, hearts on the screen if you guys can see everything okay. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the cutting block. I need to get like a little jar and start putting all these little pieces in, because all those little pieces smell amazing. They smell really good. All right. Goodness. Look at that. Wow. It looks so good. All right, so let's go ahead and adjust. Slide right into position. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is cut off the edge here for our first cut. Probably slide it back just a hair more. And where are we at? Make sure we're lined up evenly on both sides. super. Oh, Jim can't see. Hold on. Where do you want me to move to? Hold on. I can slide it around. Ooh, I like the pattern. I like the pattern. Okay. Where can you guys see? Is this better? There we go. Okay. Hearts on the screen if that's better. Better angle.
Hold it out next to the window.
Oh, hold it out next to the window. Jim, go to your window. This, look how smooth this is. So we have our darker, like, taupey chocolate, and then up at the top, it's a frothy chocolate, and then we have our white. So as we cut thicker slices, the design's going to be a little different for each one because of the swirl pattern. But let me slide this back so you guys can see it a little bit this way. So right now, this is what the pattern looks like. And it looks like we have very, very minimal air bubbles, which is great because obviously that helps during the curing process to have least amount of air as possible. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All right, here we go. All right, if you guys are here, good morning, happy Sunday. This is our coffee 5-pound loaf that we mixed up, that we did last night. The curing process begins within 24 hours of a fresh pour. So we poured it late last night. It's set for probably, I don't know, how many hours do you think? What time did we finish it? I don't remember what time we finished it. 9. So we probably finished it around 9. And it's going on 11 o'clock here, so it's set overnight. So for the curing process to begin, this entire loaf could go through a whole curing process of, 3 to 4 weeks. If I didn't cut this now, after the curing process sets, we could not cut it. That's why it's important to, after a fresh pour, you go ahead and cut it, 10, 13, 15 hours later, whatever, to get that process started. Once the air starts setting into and like expanding and evaporating out of the center and the core of your soap, it becomes super hard. And then, even a wire cutter, a knife, like anything you're using to cut your soap won't actually be able to cut it because it's hard. Not like concrete, but it's hard. So that's why we're going to go ahead and get the process started now. So all of these will be, when they are ready and available on our website, will be 4-ounce bars of soap. Now these are all natural. These are organic. The soap that we are currently making right now, oh, this is so pretty. This is all vegan friendly. We do have some other soaps that are not vegan friendly. They have goat's milk in them as like part of the base. So when they're on the site, everything will be listed. I'm in Pennsylvania, so PA has their own regulations and like how you label things, as well as the United States. So everything will be labeled with ingredients and the net weight on it when it's up and available on our site. All of our packaging is going to be eco-friendly and biodegradable. So like our cling wrap that we have for like the soaps that we gave away last night, that's all biodegradable. So it's just our way of, oh my goodness, look how pretty and whipped it looks. Coffee. Oh man. Yeah. Look at the swirls though. I know the lighting's like, but it's like whipped. Whipped. Whipped like coffee. All right, let's go ahead and slide our little measurer back. So yep, all of these will be 4 ounces when they're available on our site. Now on Minty's Militia, there are different, hey Eileen, how are you feeling? How's everything healing post-surgery? How are you feeling? Is it still like irritating? Good morning, Dawn. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Yep, we're off to the big city today. So I went and did Sunday school for my kiddos, and my parents were kind enough, they brought over a cake last night. I'll have to post the picture of it. My parents expect a birthday cake photo regardless of however old I am. They want a birthday cake photo, so Blake just took my birthday cake photo. So I actually have, well, I should say they have the same birthday as I do. Ricky and Mandy and I all share the same, so my parents are doing a birthday party for them at a park. So that's what they're up to today. And we're gonna go do our own thing, and they're doing their own thing. But they always like to make sure that I have cake. My parents know I like to eat, so they always make sure I have cake. It still hurts, but getting better every day. That's good. Are you able to drive yet? Or are you still kind of in that, you know, where like your son's helping out? Ooh, look at it. It's so whipped. I like that the top has like peaks and valleys in it. I love it. I love it. So we are cutting up coffee this morning. So late last night, we made coffee soap. Let me just double check the measurement. And today, this morning, we are cutting it to begin the curing process. So all of these soaps are all natural and organic. The curing process, once it is poured and set and firm like it is now, you need to cut it. That way air can be, so both sides of your soap can be exposed to the air. So our soap has already gone through the gel phase. So now in the center, all of the remaining water elements that are in it need to be released. And that makes your soap very hard, and it will last much longer in the shower, or you know, by your sink or whatever. If you use these, so these soaps, like the Orange Julius, the coffee, all of these soaps, you can use them for like hand soaps, or you can use them for body soaps. All of them are full of hydrating, moisturizing, you know, natural things. Sun's helping out. I'm not allowed to drive. You're not allowed to drive yet. Okay. I thought you'd be getting pretty close to being able to do a few things for yourself. Just, how long has it been, Eileen? Like 5 weeks, 6 weeks? I was thinking you were kind of approaching like that period where, you know, you were able to do some things. But yep. So on this page, if you guys are joining us for the first time, welcome. Minty's Militia is a Facebook page that we created to honor the legacy of Harriet Tubman. This is where we'll be going live making natural-based products. Oh my goodness, this, like, seriously, it smells so good. And other freedom warriors. So we have been doing all different types of, thank you Trish, I appreciate it. So different natural-based products. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you keep an eye out, turn on your notifications. I'm also going to be putting up later today a text alert. So a text alert for everybody. Oh, it was June. Oh my gosh, you're right. It was my dad's birthday. I totally, okay, so it has not been. Okay. I don't know why. I was thinking it had been longer. I was truly thinking it had been much, much longer. Totally forgot. And let me just double check the measurement. Yep. I was gonna say, this wiggles out on you a little bit, no matter how tight you have it. Kind of wiggles away from me, just a tad. So our Freedom Warrior soap will be available very soon. So the day that we create that will be live. And then the day that launches, that will be a very, very big, big soap. Aw, thank you, thank you. Oh, you still have swelling? Oops, sorry. That's crazy. But you know, when my dad had neck surgery, my dad's the type of person though, sometimes he follows what the doctor says, and then sometimes he just doesn't. My dad's had several back and neck surgeries. Sometimes he follows them to a T, and then other times he just doesn't. And he actually, for whatever it was he had done the one time, he wore like the neck collar or whatever for quite some time. I don't remember. He wasn't allowed to drive for a bit. It was quite some time for him. So good morning, guys. If you're just joining us, we are cutting up coffee. So coffee is super whipped. Hey, good morning. So we have been making all different types of soaps over the last week and a half, getting them ready for the cure. Curing process takes a little bit of time, so we're going ahead and there we go. Part of why we were doing smaller batches at first was because I wanted to perfect the soap formula that we were using. Depending on like type of climate you're in, you know, like humidity and all of that can play a huge factor in your formula for your soap. So testing it out and retesting it to make sure that it sets up exactly the way you want is really, really important, because you want them all to have the same level of cure at the end of the curing process. So all of these will be the same. They will all cure the same, which is really cool. Now, all of the soaps that we're making, some will always be around, some will be seasonal. Soaps will always be switching up. So we will have those main like originals. So when anything is titled original when it comes to the soap, that's something that's always going to be available, okay, for sale on our Minty Militia page. There's going to be different like specialty boxes where it's like, hey, here's our fall box, you know, and it has, you know, 3 cents or 2 cents, you know, that are fall or Christmas or Valentine or what have you themed. So different boxes will have different bonuses in them. So make sure you guys keep an eye out. I wear a scarf. Oh, a scarf, so you don't, aw. You know, after my mom had her surgery, that was one thing that she was like, I don't want people to be freaked out like by this scar. And it was like, wear it with pride. Wear it with pride. You know, when you go through something like that and the scars that it leaves behind, like, wear them with pride because you've earned it. Warrior woman right there. Warrior woman. Hey Julie, how are you, hun? Oh my goodness. They smell like coffee, like heavy coffee. So we had crazy amounts of rain. Have any of you guys had like massive flooding in your area? Our town got a lot. When I went to church, my Sunday school classroom had water on the floor. It wasn't too bad. so we were able to stay in the room. But yeah, some of my papers got wet, some of my bags. Like, I had a bag of like random like craft stuff sitting off to the side, and that got pretty wet. But I just kind of dumped everything out of it. I'll just dry the bag out. Those 31 like utility tote bags, those are great. They're just heavy duty, and you know, getting them wet or whatever, they just dry out pretty fast. So I'm glad it was one of those and not some of my other bags that I have, because it just would have been ruined. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. These are really pretty. Okay, 3, 6. All right. Okay, the little slider keeps moving. I need to like almost see if I can glue that down on the bottom. That way it just doesn't slide whatsoever. Pull out some Gorilla Glue. Because, oh, there we go. Because we want them all to weigh 4 ounces. So I could just set that to be like permanent. I wouldn't even have to worry about that. Okay, you wouldn't believe how a 6-inch scar converted. Aww. Aww. Aww, Eileen. Well, I'll tell you a funny, not so funny, but it's still funny if you have like a little bit of a twisted sense of humor. So my oldest brother, Sean, years and years and years ago, it's probably like 20 years, almost 20 years probably ago, he was working construction, and he put his foot, so he was climbing back into like a bobcat, like the bucket scoop or something like that. And it was in, like the bucket was kind of up. It wasn't like up in the air or anything, but the bucket was like 3.5, 4 feet up off the ground. And in order for him to get back into this bobcat, you know, he had to grab hold of it and step up. Well, when he grabbed hold of it, he threw his one foot up in the bucket to get leverage to pull himself up. And as soon as he climbed into it and his other foot was like right underneath the bucket, the whole thing dropped. Crushed his foot and his ankle completely, and he ended up losing his big toe off of his one foot because of this. Like, it was awful. That whole time period, it was terrible. I felt so bad for him. But anyways, years later, my parents have always been foster parents. Well, they had some girls that were rough. They had some girls that were rough. Like, I couldn't even be around these girls because it was like they would like spit on you and stuff. Like, they were terrible. They were awful. So hopefully they grew up to be better people. But children, they were little terrors. And they were harassing my one niece who lived with us at the time. And Sean came over the one day, and they were giving Sean a hard time, and he was, you know, we're just fluffing it off and stuff. Well, they started giving my one niece a hard time, and he goes, "Hey, you see my foot? You see how I don't have a toe?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, she bit it off," or whatever. And he was like, "Don't mess with her," or whatever. Freaked them out so bad they didn't bully her ever again. So I was like, we were all like, holy cow, it worked. Like, so the behavior started to change a little bit. They didn't get like a great deal better, but they got better. You know, it was so funny though. I was like, oh my gosh, like, he was like, "Yep, she did this to me." It's a twisted story if you have a twisted sense of humor. It's funny. Oh, I know. That's my family though. We all have a little bit of a yeah, it was just funny though at the time. It's still something from time to time we all kind of joke about. Like, "Hey, remember when you told them that?" Oh my goodness. Every family's got some stories. I know. All right, and we'll go ahead, and this one's just going to be basically shaving off that very fine first layer, like the outer layer. So we're just shaving it off and evening it up. Ooh, the last one. Have a good day, Eileen. Last one. Look at it. It's all whipped and spiky at the top. All right, so now all of our coffee is cut and ready to go. So here are some of the, I keep calling these shards. I don't know what these are actually called. But I don't like the word shard. I don't know. Let me come up with a different word. Somebody give me a different word. Extras, slivers. What can we call these? We need a new word. I don't like the word shard. I just don't like it. All right. Okay, so now that these are cut, we're gonna go over and put them in a little open spot over on the other counter, and we're going to start the curing process. So all of these soaps that we have made this week will be ready and available a few weeks from now. So keep an eye out on Minty's Militia page, because now that we have our formula perfected and how we want our soap to appear, we're going to be doing our Freedom Warrior soap, which is going to be red, white, and blue, and that's going to be one of our core originals that will always be available on the page. So keep an eye out for that. But we're also working on a handful of other things, and I'm working on different combinations of different oils and things like that for shampoo bars, conditioner bars, sugar scrubs, like whipped sugar scrubs, body butters, just different things that smell amazing and they're nice to have around the house, and then figuring out different seasonal things, because even though it's summer, we'll be moving into early fall very soon. So our fair is getting ready to gear up. So I think I'll be looking into some different ideas for that possibly. So stay tuned, guys. Slithers. Slithers? You think we should call them slithers? I need to get like a mason jar though and just start putting all of these in there, because it's still good soap, you know, like even though they're small pieces. And even like little ones like this, like our little testers. Coffee tester. But yeah, so that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a blessed Sunday. Hope you guys are getting sunshine. We've gotten so much rain that now that the sun's out, we're gonna get out of the house. So yeah, enjoy your Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching, for commenting, for hitting that share button. Thank you guys so much for being an encouragement to me and to one another, and I will see you guys later.